Hand clap to the massive guys. We are back again for the second one of this year Mystelics videos for this year Mystelics reaction. Shout out to guys. Big up all the Mystelics YouTube family. Have definitely tuned into this year, the second one, guys. Big up all yourself as well. Definitely check out the previous one right there. That'll be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. But of course, Mystelics family, please big up all yourself and give this video a thumbs up one time. Click the thumbs up button, like click it, brothers and sisters, so you can of course push the algorithms of this year videos further and further all across YouTube. What have you guys? Definitely give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And of course, don't know out there. Big up all yourself for definitely tuning in to another reaction video. If you're previous to this one, if you've not done subscribe yet, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get more videos as they tend to come through. What you're seeing on the screen, right, is a very interesting thing, a very interesting scope right there from this person, whoever Roye, this Roye person, feeling hopeful, and she's saying Labour is still the best choice, question mark. She's not saying exclamation mark, you know. She's asking a question. You're asking, but wait a while, Labour is still the best choice, really now? She really say really, you know, but her really, there's no medication on island since June on the psychiatric ward. Since June. We're in when? We in July now? We in August? No, guys, to me, we in November. That is almost 6 months from June, brothers and sisters. If not 6 months, June, July, August, September, October, November. Well, yes, almost 6 months right there, guys. And there's still no medication. Labour is the best choice. Not true. You guys saw my previous reaction. Today, Labour is the best choice with all them kind of bush critters that we running in our stadiums. We playing football. We saying football for real. Because it's football we have to play in them kind of bush park there. But bring your goat and thing to graze. But apparently that's what people like, apparently. But of course, moving along right there, of course, people don't really care, it seems. You can pretty much tell. I remember Professor Lumumba saying the very same thing right there. You see these individuals out there to celebrate. They're celebrating. Labour is still the best choice they have on their shirt. Realizing that is the very same economy that is killing the economy. The same team that is killing the economy that they're saying is the best choice. So the best choice to constantly kill the economy. But of course, guys, we don't not really here to hear the policies. Free rum and water. What Patrice Roberts say, drink water and mind my business. Some of you don't like water, all you drinking rum, all you saying what rum is only water, so drink rum and mind my business. Well, that is only business because it's those people only put into to elect only, but general elections suck more sea salt than ever. They're sucking more sea salt. Look, she's sucking salt there, the water salty. But hey, that is what they like, people. That's what they like. And of course, I remember the Prime Minister talking about leadership is everything. You mean to tell me, Prime Minister, leadership is everything of individuals for which you literally cross out every... The man cross out every single one of his team. Even Ian gone. Even Reggie. Even Reggie gone. Who else? I don't know who the others is. Every single one of his team. Now, who's that? Who's Benjamin that day? Whoever those people is. So leadership is everything, and you realize that he was also saying November 3rd how great Reggie and the others have done in this whole Rona situation. They have done so great. They won their seats in last elections. You will say these seats are Labour seats. They won the seats. They have done so great that you decide to take them out. Not the people that take them out, you know. Mr. Man. He's saying he's the only one that's out of the entire group, but leadership is everything. And he has brought in a number of younger persons. You see more females there, so he can definitely do whatever he wants. And you have some more docile fellas. The Vince Henderson, I believe, the one that's going to be taking over. And of course, we have McIntyre. McIntyre is still there. Okay, McIntyre came in 2019, I believe. And Joe Nelia is still there. Joe Nelia is still there. Joe Nelia is still there. That is interesting right there. But of course, this is not the concern of us right there. We're just really pointing this out and saying, but wait, this carrot say leadership is everything. And you can clearly see the defining point in both teams. United Workers Party versus a DLP team. They take out everybody. Alright? And even Tazi himself say this. Tazi, let's zoom in on this so you guys can read it. Tazi says Dr. Mark has not done anything in the Roseau Valley in 15 years. Now he's sending his brother to keep the corrupt DLP in government. But the people want Ronald B. Charles, apparently. This is what he stated in 2019. Addressing individuals present, blah, blah, blah. You guys can read this stuff for yourself. But I was just more specifying. Tazi Say Dr. Mark has done absolutely nothing in the Roseau Valley in 15 years. But I guess Tazi go back because he might have gotten his school out. He checking boy, I talk. Or you don't want to listen to me and they struggling for all you. Hey, DLP will labor to the bone. That is what he's saying right there. But of course, if you look at the track record of these individuals, Reginald Austria, how does a Reginald done in his constituency? He's marked as failure. Ian Douglas, clearly in Portsmouth, be a failure. Clearly, what has Ian done in Portsmouth? But take out the businesses and Ross leave under Ian Douglas. Failure. Rayburn Blackmore. Like to dance. He like to shake his leg. He think he's shake Senora, shake your body liner. He think he's running that motto. Failure. Kenneth Daru. Who is Mr. now? I used to hear about him. Where you gonna? Who is Mr. again? Failure. Doesn't matter. Rosalind Paul. That's call you. I think that's call you. Failure. Kent Edwards. Failure. Nicholas. Dr. Addis. Send Joe. Send Joe. Even the very supporters themselves wanted to turn against her. Came out and said the truth from his heart. And he realized that he would have lost a lot of things. So he decided to recant his statement as if people didn't see or hear what he was saying. Saying that Dr. Addis King is the worst thing that ever happened to St. Joe. That is his words. But then going back and, you know, because he's afraid that he might lose certain privileges. That is on the DLP team. But we have to move over, brothers and sisters. We have to move over. It's very clear. This is a fact. This is a fact right there. Small businesses on the UWP had a lot more going on for themselves for them to be able to create surplus. DLP is rum they have to try to look for. Rum and the party. Because they know the people cannot concentrate properly with the kind of oppression that taking them, so they have to numb their brain cells by alcohol intake. That is what they like. All this is on the DLP, eh? All this is on the DLP. But of course, let's go over to the United Workers' Party side, guys. As you can see, a number of individuals right there. This was, of course, 2019. And we zooming in. Now, they have changed leadership. No longer Lennox has been there. Okay? Lennox has been there. It's a real change. Lennox is no longer the leadership of the thing. I think somebody stated something about him right there. Let me see if I can get it. Yes, this is it right there, guys. So, this person is saying, at least Lennox had leadership experience in business with top companies and have proven himself as a journalist. True. And had personal awareness and integrity. Show me one sustainable and successful leadership role that Clemo has. So this person is saying that Clemo is young in the business. Lennox had some sort of thing, but I think Clemo has been involved in certain businesses for which he can say, okay, this is this. So Lennox has definitely showed himself out, no doubt about it. Even holding the very people accountable. I remember the Bean Bubble thing. I think that was under Hector John. But the Bean Bubble vibes, they had to put back the money. That's to tell you that they were trying to siphon out the money. If it wasn't for the opposition, the money that could have actually been used to help the people would have been siphoned out. And people seem to forget this thing. But anyways, guys, who would be the right leader since Lennox is out? Who would be the right leader in comparison to the other people right there on the DLP team? It's very clear that Scary don't think none of these people are leadership potential, even though they win their seats. So, hey, kick them out. So we have Rosanna Emmanuel. I know Rosanna Emmanuel from Ross University. She used to hold some sort of interest, some job titles, and she was doing well. But based on that, is she qualified for leadership position to help run and fix the country back into what it is? I wouldn't say. She has a part to play. This isn't just my viewpoint on the things right there, right? So this is just my viewpoint. I think she's a good person to give advice and advise the leadership and so forth. So so she can be contended right there. Miss Francesca Joseph. I don't know much about Miss Francesca Joseph. I only know her or saw her for the very first time when she spoke in Roseau for the no reform, no election thing. And she seems to have a very powerful and very vibrant vibe. I think she has potential leadership quality, no doubt about it. Annette Sanford, Annette Sanford, I actually saw somebody saying something rather interesting right there. This is it right there, guys. The person put happy birthday to Annette Sanford right there. I'm all for anyone UWP membership choose as leader. I think so. I mean, a lot of the candidates are definitely have leadership quality when it comes down to who can take the leadership role, unlike, you know, DLP, who literally just take out all their members and then say how these members are lazy and, you know, they like to run away. Is only when, you know, they have to travel overseas they present. Not me that said, right? You know, the very leader of the DLP party talking about his members. That is something else. I've never heard Lennox say anything like that. But of course, let's continue. I think Annette is a very formidable individual. Everyone on Team Blue would make a good leader. That's true. Definitely true right there. UWP is just that good. However, my choice would be between Thompson and Miss Stanford right there. Thompson is in a class all by himself. No need to expound further. That's very true. I mean, he's literally bringing South Sudan back up into the fall of success. I mean, that should tell you something. Stanford, in my view, is woman of substance. Yeah, she has woman of substance, dignity, honesty, intelligence, productivity, family and community oriented, and a great mom. Yeah, definitely, I can say based off certain things that I've seen, especially when it comes down to her community involvement. And she literally, in some previous reaction, was saying the amount of things that she brought people together to try to do things, even doing things more than the very pal rep of the Salibia constituency or the Kalinago territory right there. It's interesting how this goes right there. And these qualities are lacking in some of the women we see gracing the stage. True, it's like Melissa. What you say again? We're gravitating outward. Yes, Melissa is the gravitating outward specialist right there. Anyways, guys, moving along right there. So Annette, I definitely think Annette can definitely contend as a good leader. Monel Williams, no doubt about it. I personally think Monel is like another Mia Motley. Monel has that power and she has that drive to do things. Monel, no doubt, would be a great leader for the United Workers Party. Miss Erin John Finn, I haven't heard much about her, but you know what I know? I know that Jonelia was trying to mimic things that she thinks she hear Erin say. She talking about Pampalam when Erin check about what I never say nothing like that. So apparently Jonelia, she was probably listening and fell asleep, and then she come back and talk about Pampalam and want to blame it on Erin. But I know Pampalam was trying to have Miss Erin as Mrs. Erin John Finn as some sort of role model for her to say things. So that is an interesting one right there. So she can definitely contend with the very people right there. Ronald Charles. Ronald Charles seems to be a good individual as well. He's a lawyer, and of course he has that seems to have a good head on his shoulder. So definitely, no doubt about it. Net Packet, I don't know much about Net Packet, so I don't know who this individual really is. Joshua Francis is a hell no. From my understanding of this whole thing, this is why I'm posting this picture right there. Bow. It seems like there's a compromise with Joshua Francis right there. I wouldn't say much on this, but all I know, Joshua Francis will be a very terrible advocate for Prime Minister of the leadership. Because you know one thing? You can tell somebody based off the way that they do things. Whether it be in their job, whether it be when they are around people, whether it be certain, you can always tell certain people's and their characteristics, especially when they don't know that they are being filmed. Remember, Joshua was under the leadership of Lennox Linton, and he was literally talking to the Labour Party team to hate. He didn't try to think, you know, and say, okay, this and that, because from my understanding, especially from the insiders, Joshua believes he's right for the party to be him and for the party to be his, and he's supposed to be the leader of the party. You don't realize there's a voting process that needs to take place. This is not Scared Party, you know. You want go and join Scared Party, Joshua. Go ahead, go and join Scared Party. If I was you, that is what I would do. Corruption breeds corruption at the same time. But of course, when it comes down to the situation right there, is Joshua good? I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. Number of persons, like I said before, you don't go talking bad about the very person who's trying to bring back the country, and you are part of it, coming on stage and talking about he's the thing. You can talk nice, true, but when it comes down to the individual themselves, the character, I have dealt with Joshua Francis, and the character I'm seeing is not that of a good leader at all. At all. Especially when it comes down to the lawyer business and the lawyer firm activities of that regard, dealing with professional, and it's not only me. I remember, let me leave that alone. Moving along right there, he even gave lawyer I'm talking about he feeling betrayed and what have you. You have betrayed yourself, and as a result of you being betraying yourself, so you have betrayed the team, for which individuals are not blind to see these things right there. This is what he said. I finally believe Dominica urgently requires a new direction of modern political engineering. Forget that. Moving along, Danny Luque right there. Danny Luge, I have seen how he handles in parliament. He's not nobody you can play with. And of course, for somebody to be leadership of a party, you cannot just have them wishy-washy and thing. You don't play with Danny Luge. No, you don't do these things. So Danny Luge is definitely another one who can contend for leadership of the United Workers' Party. Nicola George, I haven't heard much about him, but he has been a stalwart in this regard right there. Marcus Romain, I haven't heard much about him. I know him, but he worked in Ross and what have you. Leadership of the party, I don't think he would be a good advisor. He'd definitely be a good advisor right there. Jefferson James, I think Jefferson James has some wonderful ideas. I think one of the things that he tried to do was to say, hey, Borough Square is supposed to remain an entertainment spot, not a bus stop. And he was talking about bringing the bus stop across by the Domlec building, if you guys know where that in Portsmouth, bringing that there and then letting people pass so you can have access as well to come in and come out, so things would be congested. I wonder if you have a bottleneck vibes in the second tongue in Dominica. Second tongue of Dominica is a bottleneck kind of vibe. So if something happened, we're in trouble. Everybody trying to get out, everybody stick and whatnot, you know, it's a bottleneck. So Jefferson thought that it would be better to have another exit out of thing. And I see they put a road there, but that's it. So Jefferson James, he's definitely advisor right there. Hector John, no doubt about it. We know, come on, that is a given. Glenroy Coffee, obviously, that is a given right there. Felix Thomas, I don't know much about him. I haven't seen anything to say anything, but individuals who know him would most likely say that yeah, he can contest. Ezekiel Basil, that's a no-brainer. Davis George, I don't know who this individual is. Paybush constituency, well, they like to go with DLP, so that is them. Vekas Clement, I think Clement can actually change Vekas to switch over, because he's one of the individuals who has a good head on his shoulder and definitely want to do things in a community where things can actually elevate right there, bringing in new ideas as well. And somebody is not just a person who just does be Vikey-Vi, you know, Vikey-Vi. Oh, you believe this, you believe that. No, there must be some level of moral ground, and I think he also has that right there. Dr. Pharaoh Coffee, I heard very little about him, so I don't know much about what I can say about him. Dr. Sam, he's a good individual. Good, I would put him in charge of the medical fraternity of Dominica. That's what I would have done right there. So that is my thoughts. But however, guys, these are the individuals contending for this United Workers' Party. Clement Marcelin, a lot of people think he's young and energetic and so forth, so he can definitely come in and do something. But a lot of people are also saying we don't want to make that mistake again. An individual from Vickers who also has remember when Scared was also saying certain things, but individuals saying he's not as young as Scared when Scared took over. He's in his 30s, whereas Scared was, I think, 27 or 28, whatever that age is. So he was young, and then he could easily be manipulated by the outside forces and the people that he got to meet on journeys and whatnot to then screw up Dominica to the way it is right now. But a number of persons are saying he's young and thing. I personally think Clement is a good candidate. He's a very good candidate. But in comparison to Dr. Thompson Fontaine, I will have to give it to Dr. Thompson Fontaine. I would say if Dr. Thompson comes running for 10 years, then okay, put it back into the democratic election again, put Clement as another candidate and let Clement run. That time, Clement will have an ample a viewpoint of how things run and what he can do to, you know, facilitate, especially when it comes down to the young people taking positions of power right there. So I think that will be a good thing for him. Dr. Thompson Fontaine has definitely had his stint in, of course, helping other countries to elevate themselves. He's one of the individuals who he has experience. So out of the three, I can tell Dr. Thompson Fontaine will definitely be the one to take it from my point of view, because he has experience in trying to elevate countries. The only one who pretty much has that experience is Dr. Thompson Fontaine, and that will be the only candidate that would make sense, especially in this day and age where Dominica's economy is literally dead in. Literally, not figuratively, no. Literally dead in right there. Deader than dead. You get to my point right there. Dr. Griffin Benjamin, I'm not sure who he really is, but I saw this thing right there. Breaking news: Dr. Griffin Benjamin withdraws his candidacy from the United Workers' Party leadership. I think initially Scared them was saying he think there's 6 individuals contending for leadership. That's what Scared was saying, and Scared was saying he's talking about leadership is everything. And then when you look at his roster, literally nobody on his nobody. He take on everybody, even after giving them praises right there. I wonder if they're foolish to just say, oh, things, say nice things about me. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for saying nice things about me. In regards to Clement, let me continue right there. They were talking about successful leadership role that Clement has. What has he done? How has he been engaging in leading the struggle? How has he been collaborated with anyone? Can he lead the financial recovery of the country? I think he has a potential to do these things. But when it comes down to experience, I think he needs to, you know, get some time in right there. This individual stated, DA needs at this time someone who has managerial background, who is pretty much matured in adult life at this present stage. Trying a youth aspect again, especially with all these compounding issues, is a bit risky. I agree. You need somebody who has some level of ground. Not saying that Clement cannot do it, you know. If you put your mind to it, you can definitely do it. But I personally will side with the individual who is definitely has this experience and has the background, and he can definitely say, okay, we can move in that direction, and he has a track record of helping countries. It's one thing when you don't have track record of helping countries, but it's another thing when you actually have a track record of helping countries right there. So this is why I would side with Dr. Thompson Fontaine on this regard. Generally, I would side with Marceline Clement on this vibe, but when it comes down to bringing, we are in a terrible state in Dominica. We're in a terrible state. It's not any time to come and make mistakes and say, oh, I didn't know this and this is why experience is important. Even if you look at the job market now, they're not looking for degrees per se. They're looking for experience. The more experience that you have in a field, they can then say, okay, yes, we'll take you and we'll run with you because you have the experience in that field to, of course, elevate and what have you. Talent has to be groomed properly for down the line. I definitely agree with that. This is why I say, okay, probably in the next 5 or 10 years, if Ting came in, Thompson came in and he was the Prime Minister of Dominica, and you know things, let Clement come in the next 5 years or the next 10 years, so he can have seen what it takes, you know, and let him be groomed to then take over. And of course there will be, of course, elections if the people want to decide that. This is one of the things that I have the problem with Joshua. Joshua must have think that the thing belong to him. When it's an election that tends to take place, this is a Democratic, this party, not DLP, you know. There's a democratic thing that tends to take place when it comes down to UWP. And I think their thing is going to take place on Sunday the 27th or 26th, whichever Saturday, whichever it is. So I personally think my best choice here, Dr. Griffin is out. My best choice to run the United Bus Party into possibly doing something in Dominica would be Dr. Thompson Fontaine right there. It is stated, government is a trust and the officers of the government are trustees, and both the trust and the trustees are created for the benefit of the people. The benefit of the people. And you look at the DLP team, who is really benefiting? You see them going on yachts, you see them flying planes, you see them going all over the place trying to do things, all kinds of things they're doing. Who is really benefiting? Are the people benefiting? If the people are not benefiting, as a classic liberal, I can tell you, the people in Dominica are not benefiting at all. You think getting free housing or this kind of things is benefiting? No, especially housing you cannot own. They're giving you the hope to make you think that you can own these houses. Up to now, then people don't get their titles yet. And if they were to get titles, it's residential titles they're giving them, so they cannot own the building, but the residential titles tell them that, hey, you can stay inside there, we give the privilege to stay inside there. Nobody can come and say you cannot stay inside there. You have the residential title for that apartment or that building or whatever. Because Siri did it, you know. Siri did it, talking about the people of PT Savan and not giving the people a title. 2 years, he said he would have done this. Wait, has it been done? I don't know if it's been done, you know, guys. Tell me in the comment box below, guys. Let me know your thoughts in this regard of the things that I talk about here in this here reaction. Who do you contend with? Are you contending with Clement, Marceline? What are your thoughts on Clement? And are you contending with Dr. Thompson Fontaine in this regard? Like I said before, I side with both of them. But in these hard times, if it was a bit more easier and things were okay, like send kits. Things were like send kits. You check me? Oh, let Clement run, man. I forget Clement for one full swing. But we have to save Dominica from the grip of poverty that it is in right now. And I think Dr. Thompson Fontaine is the best one when it comes down to this thing. I think Dr. Thompson Fontaine should be the leader, and Lennox should be the vice deputy leader or whatever they call it that, because Lennox also has a very unique talent that none of the others have, and that is the aspect of understanding detail. Let us understand detail very uniquely and can pinpoint. I remember in Parliament, he was correcting individuals who were saying things. You come and say things in front of Parliament. You mean to tell me you don't read what you come in and say? Lennox had to correct you in Parliament. Then later on, you start to say the right thing as if it was your own. It is interesting. So Lennox has a very unique ability when it comes down to detail and numbers. Details and numbers. That is, of course, a very, very unique ability as a journalist right there. So, but in this regard, these are the ones contending. Lennox probably checking you on to contend again. Or people talk so much stupidness that they decide, okay, Lennox, okay, cool. But I think I would put Dr. Thompson Fountain as leader, Lennox as deputy leader, and Clement will come under something, you know, a youth leader or some kind of thing in that sphere right there. So it's not about dimples. That Clement don't have dimples. It's not about dimples and looking cute. I hear people talk about cute. What cute have to do with nothing? It have nothing to do with nothing. The economy is going on and you talk about cute. You talk about dimples. Ah, stop your dirty ways, man. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in this regard. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. These are just my thoughts on this. And of course, I will see you guys in the next reaction video. Hopefully I get my Saturdays and Sunday off, man. I want to free up myself. You know, yeah, we will see. I might drop another video, who knows. But keep it up, guys. Definitely subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you can get more videos as they tend to come through. And click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that if you have not done so yet. I will see you guys in the next reaction video. Don't forget to check out the previous reaction in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Boom, man.